a desperate manhunt is underway in the mountains of southwestern Iran. The Associated Press has confirmed a U.S. fighter pilot ejected after their aircraft was downed near the city of Izeh. In a high-risk combat search and rescue operation, U.S. A-10s and Black Hawks are currently penetrating deep into Iranian airspace, dodging SAM missiles and local fire to locate the airmen. As the sun sets over the Zagros Mountains, it is a literal race against time. American Special Forces are scrambling to reach the pilot before the IRGC, or the local militias, can get there first. But the hunt isn't just happening from the air. Iranian state television has issued a chilling public decree, mobilizing armed tribes across the Kohgiluyeh and Boyer-Ahmad province to conduct a massive ground sweep. With the Pentagon maintaining a stony silence, the shoot-on-sight orders appearing on Iranian TV screens have turned this rescue mission into a potential suicide run for any U.S. asset entering the zone.
The Provincial Law Enforcement Force announced in an urgent statement that following the targeting of the enemy American Zionist F-35 fighter in the central region of the country, and that the pilot or pilots of this fighter may have landed in Kohgiluyeh and Boyer-Ahmad, all tribespeople and villagers are requested to cooperate with the military and law enforcement forces. Residents of Kohgiluyeh and Boyer-Ahmad province, dear and honorable people, if you capture the enemy pilot or pilots alive and hand them over to the police, you will receive a precious prize.
A high-stakes air war has just taken a dramatic turn over the skies of central Iran. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is claiming a massive scalp, the downing of what they initially called a top-tier U.S. F-35 stealth fighter. But as the smoke clears over Markazi province, the wreckage tells a different yet equally damaging story for the Pentagon. New photos from the crash site have allowed OSINT investigators to pinpoint the bird. This isn't a stealth jet, it's an F-15E Strike Eagle, tail number 910310. The LN code and the Reaper shield prove it belongs to the 494th Fighter Squadron, the famed Panthers, based at RAF Lakenheath in the UK and deployed for Operation Epic Fury. Why the confusion? Tehran is milking the F-35 narrative for maximum propaganda, hoping to prove they've pierced America's stealth shield. However, the physical evidence, from the aluminum fuselage stencils to the dual-engine heat signature seen in tracking footage, confirms this is a fourth-generation powerhouse that met a violent end. For the U.S. Air Force, the math is getting ugly. This marks the fourth F-15E Strike Eagle lost in just over a month. While the first three were victims of a tragic friendly fire incident over Kuwait in March, this appears to be the first confirmed combat loss to Iranian surface-to-air missiles. At nearly $50 million a pop, the financial and tactical bill is skyrocketing. But this isn't an isolated failure. This catastrophic loss over central Iran comes just 48 hours after another humiliating encounter for the U.S. Air Force. Before this Strike Eagle was blown to bits, another was caught on camera struggling against a far simpler foe. The mighty Eagle is being grounded not just by missiles, but by the slow and low tactics of Tehran. To understand the scale of this systemic collapse, you have to look at what happened just 2 days ago in Erbil. It's a nightmare scenario for the world's most advanced Air Force, a $90 million F-15 Strike Eagle capable of Mach 2 speeds desperately chasing a slow-moving, low-tech Iranian Shahed drone. This footage, captured over Erbil, shows the jet overshooting and struggling to lock on to a target that costs less than a used car. The result of this failed interception? A massive fireball at a British-owned Castrol oil facility in Erbil. While the American pilot maneuvered for a shot, the suicide drone completed its mission. This is the new reality of Operation Epic Fury, where Iran's swarm and overwhelm tactics are turning air superiority upside down. Why couldn't the jet hit it? It's a physics problem. Modern fighter jets are designed to kill other jets. But the Shahed 136 is made of plastic and wood, flies below radar, clutter, and moves so slowly that advanced missile seekers often fail to distinguish it from the ground. It's too cheap to shoot with a $1 million Sidewinder and too small to hit with a radar-guided Sparrow. Washington is now pivoting. 12 A-10C Thunderbolt IIs from the Michigan National Guard have just touched down in the Middle East. These iconic warthogs aren't here for tanks this time. They've been deployed specifically for drone hunting because they can loiter at low speeds and altitudes where supersonic jets fail. Equipped with APKWS laser-guided rockets and their legendary 30mm Gatling guns, the A-10s are the Pentagon's last-ditch effort to stop these drones cost-effectively. For the US, it's no longer about who has the fastest jet. It's about who can kill a $20,000 drone without going bankrupt. 2 days, 2 major blows. From being outmaneuvered by a $20,000 drone in Iraq to being obliterated by a new defense system in Iran, the F-15E's aura of invincibility has been shattered. The Pentagon's response? Deploying the A-10 Warthogs to do the job the high-tech jets can't. But with wreckage now confirmed in the Iranian desert, it's clear the air war has entered a deadly new phase. For the US, the question is no longer just about cost-effectiveness, it's about survival in a sky they no longer control. Stay with Times Now World as Operation Epic Fury continues to escalate.